Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on this live webinar about career opportunities for dentists in healthcare. I'm Dr. Shravani Reddy from White Coats. I'm happy to welcome you all. We've got with us today to join me in the conversation and to give you insights about the various career opportunities for dentists, a very senior dental healthcare leader in the industry, somebody who started from clinical to where he is today right now. So Dr. Syed Maulana is going to be talking to us in detail about what are the various opportunities that we could look at. So before I welcome him, if anybody has any questions or queries during the session, if you want to ask questions, please be happy. If you're on the White Coats app, just ping it in the comment section, or if you're watching it on YouTube, ping it in the comment section. My team will be able to pick it up and we'll be addressing these questions towards the end of the session in the Q&A. So let me not waste any time and start the session. Before I go ahead and introduce a wonderful speaker to you, let me talk about who we are. White Coats is India's largest networking platform for doctors. What we do for doctors and healthcare professionals is what you're looking at the screen. We offer personalized growth services, have a network and community of healthcare professionals interacting across knowledge, professional opportunities, networking, etc., along with best-in-class technology products. We're also a product company into building products that aid and support your professional careers in healthcare. So hence that's White Coats, and that's the reason we are here today. We are trying to participate in this conversation in order to engage with you in helping you plan your career choices better by speaking to some of the industry leaders. That's who White Coats is, and that's the speaker for today, Dr. Major Syed Maulana. I think the slide itself speaks a lot about himself, and he's got a background talking about what he's doing today with MFine, I think. Dr. Syed, warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'd let you introduce yourself and talk about where you began and where you are today before we get into the conversation. Please go on.
Good evening, all of you. Thanks, Dr. Shravani, for inviting me here. Yeah, it's always a pleasure interacting with people or people looking for careers, etc., or the students. So I think this is my conversation with you on webinars. I think this is for the second time.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, a pleasure always to attend these kind of seminars where we can guide people where they can head probably in their careers. Right. So quickly about myself, Major Syed. This title has come since I have served in Army. So I joined Army as a short service officer. Post my service, I came out and pursued various courses for my career growth. I think we can discuss that over this conversation. Yeah, currently I am with MFine, which is the healthcare technology platform. We call it probably a cloud hospital or a virtual hospital, wherein we provide services of right from consultations to diagnostic services and pharmacy, medicine delivery, etc. And we have some preventive health check programs, self-check programs, self-assessments, and a lot of devices are also have been launched recently to check your SpO2, probably BP monitors and heart rate monitors, etc. I think if you go through our app, probably you can identify all this. Yeah, that's where I am. Yeah, I think during my service, I was honored with Sainya Seva Medal and Siachen Glacier Medal because I served in Siachen Glacier zone as well. And yeah, if you are serving there, obviously you will get a high altitude medal because it's, after all, it's 14,000 feet above the sea level. So that's pretty much about myself. Yeah, as we converse further, probably we can discuss.
That's an exciting career path you've had, Dr. Syed. I think starting from a dental school to studying dentistry to the 14,000 feet example that you've given to where you're seated today in a digital health space, in the health tech space. I think it's an amazing journey. And that's exactly what we wanted to talk about today. Understanding how careers today, clinical careers today, and more so for dental surgeons, how vast are the opportunities, how varied are the opportunities. And that's why I think I wanted to have you on this talk, because you've spanned that journey across different domains within the dental segment. So I think that's what our audience should be looking forward to. I think I'll begin with this question so that we can sum it up a little bit. The reason I've had this question today, Dr. Syed, is this, right? A lot of times coming from, I'm an allopathic doctor myself, getting out of medical school, the first thought is that you get into clinical practice, right? And sometimes that's all we were told, or that's all we could visualize, right? Now, let's talk about how is it that a dental surgeon began his journey in dentistry or in medicine, and then, ending up in MFine today. How did that progress happen?
Again, thanks here. Actually, I think fortunate for the people probably who are attending this program. I mean, these kind of opportunities were never there for us. Yeah. So I'm talking about 2002, when I passed out, 2002 and 3. I came out of college and I was thinking, what should I do, right? Because I was clear what I was supposed to be doing that time. But for many dental surgeons today, even for people who are passing out from medical schools also, they are in dilemma whether to pursue their clinical career or non-clinical career, right? So I think we will talk about that later. I would like to brief you all about my journey. I think I was pretty much clear. I think I would like to say, I mean, I have said this many times in many conversations, in many webinars, that I became a dental surgeon by choice. It was never by chance, right? So if I have to talk about how by choice, I have to talk something about my personal life as well. I lost my father when I was doing my, probably in 12th standard. That's when I thought, but his dream also was that I should become a doctor. And me being belonging to a place called Yanam, which is a union territory of Pondicherry, we had few reserved seats in Pondicherry, which are in government colleges reserved for us. I mean, we had only one college in Yanam, wherein you can pass out +1, +2. Whoever tops will get a dentistry seat. Whoever comes second will get a veterinary seat. And whoever gets third and fourth will get agriculture seats. So 4 are definite, sure short career path, right, for them. So I was always aiming for the top one. With God's grace, yes, I worked hard. And actually, after losing my father, it gave me more courage, and I became more aggressive on studies. And I aim for topping that year. And God also has been so kind that year I topped and I got into dentistry. That's how my dentistry journey started.
Right.
If I have to talk about the career path, my childhood dream was to become a pilot. Right. I just had the dream. So when I was doing my dentistry, probably I was thinking, I always used to tell people, right? So in childhood, I wanted to become a pilot. And people used to say, when I was discussing over the counter, someone has said that you still have chance to get into services. I said, how? I never thought that, okay, we can also join from outside. People who are in army have to be graduating from AFMC Pune. That's the only background I had. I never thought that people, even doctors who are MBBS qualified doctors or BDS doctors, have this chance of getting into army. I never thought. But one of the seniors had told me this. Then I started researching about this in my final year. Then I was so sure that, yes, I have to get into services somehow. Then I was looking for the ways how to get into services, armed forces, basically. So I'm talking about year 2003. Those years, we used to get this ad in Employment News. We were not having so much of internet and Google, etc. during that time. I think Internet Explorer was the only explorer we had. So I think Employment News, this ad comes around May, June, July time, right? So I was keenly, I came out of the college, probably finished my internship in the month of April or so. So I've been looking for this ad thoroughly every day. Employment News used to come once a week. So I used to buy this every week and see. And one day I was very glad to see the ad there. And I had to cut that page and go to a computer center outside and ask him to, there is a format given there, application format. I asked him to prepare that format, and I have to handwrite the application and attach all the certificates and send it through only government posts, either registered post or speed post. So that's how I sent and got through Army. There was an interview. There is a big panel of round of written and oral tests there. I got through. Then post that there is a medical exam. I think around 300 people were interviewed and gave the exam for Army. 21 of us got the joining letter. So glad that I got it, and I was called to join by 8th March 2004. That was the deadline here. I still remember, because that was my a dream coming true, right? Yeah. So on 8th March, I had reported at Bhopal to my Army unit. That's how my Army journey started. From there, again, I went to Lucknow and the training there. And then I was posted to Ladakh. Right. There I spent 2 years in service. That's a field hospital. From there, I was posted to military hospital, Hyderabad. That's how I settled at Hyderabad. I came out of Army. Sure. Yeah, when I was coming out of Army, yes, I was totally in a dilemma. What will I do in a civil life? When in Army, we are very confined to our cantonment only, right? So what's happening outside, we will not have much knowledge about.
Right.
So I was not knowing what I should do. So before 1 month I complete my service, I have posted my CV on Naukri.com.
Dr. Syed, what I'm going to do is, that's quite an interesting story. I know because I know you so well, I know the second part of the story.
Yeah.
What I want to do is, I'll want to weave that each step of the career progression in a way that, different dental surgeons at different phases of their career can identify with. So what I want to do is, I want to take you to the next couple of questions, and I will, at question number 4, come back to exactly where you have stopped, because that will fit the conversation. So I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
That's quite a story you've narrated. Now, it's interesting, Dr. Syed, like I was speaking about everybody getting out of med school, right? The first opportunity or the first focus is always about getting into clinical practice and clinical medicine. That's all we were taught, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, but having said that, we can't take that away from the career path of medicine, because medicine is all about, patient care, be it dental or any other medicine, right? So let's talk a little bit about the clinical opportunities for dentists in healthcare today to begin their careers, Dr. Syed, because I'm sure there are many youngsters attending this, people who are getting out of colleges, who get out of colleges and are looking for opportunities. Now, I know there are different opportunities in the clinical area. What I want you to address is, there is a lot of dissatisfaction today in clinical practice in dental medicine. Correct me if I am wrong, because I belong to the same healthcare space and I am from the same country. There is a lot of dissatisfaction for various reasons. It applies to us as well, but I want you to talk about the dental surgeons and how should they look at clinical opportunities and how do they tackle this?
Understood. So I think, first of all, I think many of the people who are attending might agree with this. People join dental colleges probably out of by chance, as I said. I think why I stressed upon that point is choice and chance. By choice means you are focused, right? By chance, somehow you are compromising and getting out of the college, right? So coming to clinical opportunities, I think there are, when I was doing my graduation, probably there were around 7 to 9 postgraduate branches, which are there in dentistry. The only path was to get into MDS and do your career. That was the only way where you can grow in dentistry when I was passing out, right? I think there were very few dental seats in PG, for which there used to be a hell of a lot of competition. Even still today it exists, but then many colleges have come up and MDS courses also have been launched in many colleges. But still, even after doing MDS programs, people are not having opportunities today. I think if I have to talk about clinical opportunities for dentists, I think establishing a clinic is a wonderful choice, which they should opt for. But before doing that, you have to take a decision whether you want to continue in clinical side path or you want to get into a non-clinical side. Because why I would say here we need to be very determined about is that paves your path, right? So at least at this stage, we need to be very clear about what we want to do. So if we want to pursue and be in clinical path, then establishing a clinic or joining established clinics or a chain of clinics is the right choice, I would say. But then I think upskilling is very important. Unless and until you have acquired some experience working under some very seniors and under various specialities, I think you should not be starting a clinical practice just like that as soon as you come out of your school, right? Or medical school or dental school for that matter. I think you need to have that experience. At least I would say dentistry is an art. It's everything is hand skill, right? So everyone will not be able to flourish because of the hand skills. The way you handle the patient matters a lot, because dentistry comes up with a lot of apprehensions and pains around it, right? So consumers or patients will have only trust when you are handling properly and you are able to give that kind of confidence that they are in safe hands. Right. So you get that confidence. I mean, consumer can feel that whether you're confident in talking and counseling them and probably handling the case or not. I think we should work under somebody or in an experienced setup or center to get that skill of handling things. And then later on, you should always think of pursuing something to add on to your which will really help your career path further into refining your clinical knowledge and applying onto the patients.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. On the clinical side, the only opportunity I see is the practice. Other than that, there are not much of avenues.
Right. Now, as I move on to my next question, Dr. Syed, one thing I will leave here is you spoke about very few clinical opportunities that a dental surgeon could look at. Now, I used the word dissatisfaction earlier when I was speaking about, right? It's not just about having the opportunities. I think we all understand the reality and on-ground realities in our country about when you get out as a medical doctor, whichever doctor that is, dental, allopathic, or whichever, right? The kind of time and effort and all that investment that goes into becoming a doctor, and then when you graduate and get out and when you try and get into your first role as a medical officer or a dental officer or a doctor, right? There is a huge disparity between the kind of pay scales or the kind of opportunities that they get, and a lot of times this is the reason that they are dissatisfied. Now, starting a practice is one thing which definitely involves an investment and support and backing and everything, and you yourself said you need to spend some more time under somebody, getting that groom yourself and then try and do it. And all this while it happens, we all understand medical careers are long, they take time. Settlements take time. So while we have to manage both the professional and the personal lives, when a student or a doctor is trying to settle down, find a way, make a career out of it, I think the reason I use the word dissatisfaction is because of these reasons, that there is disparity. We understand as a graduate, when you get out, what you're paid. Now, having said that, now this is where a lot of dentists, now being in the industry, I've seen colleagues and a lot of juniors who apply for positions and roles in hospitals and healthcare companies. Most of the times when they apply for non-clinical roles, the commonest reason that is cited, if ever was asked to them, that why you here for a non-clinical role, and this is supposed to be a candid conversation, so the first thing that comes out as an answer is, I couldn't get much out of doing my clinical practice. And that's the reality. So that's why I wanted to talk about the next question, Dr. Syed. Both of us are in the non-clinical arena. We are in the management sector. We still manage clinicals, but in a non-clinical perspective. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But a lot of times there is apprehension also amongst the doctors that, oh, I've done medicine, so I shouldn't be looking at management. This is not what I've been trained for, right?
Mm.
How does one look at non-clinical opportunities for healthcare, dentists in healthcare? You mentioned army, which is very unique. Very few people would have chosen that path. I want you to talk about those things as well, but more so on the industry non-clinical opportunities, Dr. Sayu.
Definitely. I think I would split this into three parts. One is pharma industry. I would say then second, probably hospital industry. Then third, the upcoming technology industry, right? Healthcare IT. So when we talk about pharma industry, probably I think there are opportunities like clinic and into clinical research and pharmacovigilance, etc. I think these are some of the areas which many people have chosen, and they are well settled with this, right? And they have grown in the pharma sector and pharma companies. I know of my friends who actually grew very fast in pharma industry, taking this career path, right? I think as you rightly mentioned, clinical opportunities are very less, and the compensation what we get in clinics, in clinical practice is not up to the mark, where it leads to huge dissatisfaction. That is when most of the dental surgeons choose these paths, like getting into non-clinical side. You rightly mentioned that. I think let's talk about these non-clinical opportunities. There are huge opportunities here, chance of opportunities. I think we definitely have to explore this. People are very, very rare to guide on this. I think it's the opportunity, because I did not have this kind of opportunity wherein someone is guiding me that these are the paths available for me. But for now, if I have to talk about, I would like to take little more time here in explaining, so that I want people to understand what are the opportunities. I don't want them to get disappointed with the lack of clinical opportunities, right? So, because I had this problem of no proper guidance, and people should take an advantage of understanding this in detail. I would like to briefly touch upon which all industries they can try for. They can look for opportunities, and probably I will not be able to give much elaborate information here, though here. I think you can definitely look. There's a lot of internet content available across, right? So you can definitely look at those. First, as I said, pharma industry. If I have to talk about pharma industry, clinical research and pharmacovigilance is something people have been trying, and they have been doing it successfully. Now, when we talk about next industry is hospital. Hospital, there are a lot of opportunities. And the best part of being a dental surgeon is, you can fit into any of the roles in a hospital. That's the best part, right? If you are, suppose if you are a proper clinician, then you may not be fitting in properly in various roles which are available at hospital. When I talk about hospital roles, hospital has general operations, people who are interested in pursuing in general operations, like operation head, they become general assistant general managers, which, any dental surgeon, because the advantage of being a dental surgeon is, being a doctor, he'll be able to place and look at things in a different way and understand the hospital things better than a common person, people who are coming into hospital without any medical knowledge. Right? There are many hospitals today, because we did not have this kind of awareness. Many non-medical people have grown to such an extent wherein medical people definitely could have taken those positions and probably would have been in excellent placements or positions today. I think definitely this is a big area in hospitals, in general operations. We should explore that. That's a great option there. Second thing, in hospital, we have quality, right? People who are really interested in exploring quality. Yes, NABH has given guidelines for any hospital, and probably NABH has put even if I have to talk about insurance, if hospital has to go for cashless facility, the IRDA has mandated that hospital has to get NABH accreditation or NABH certification. So with this, lot of awareness came into the hospital sector as well, that they should get accredited somehow, right? That's when they started implementing quality processes, and there are definitely 2 to 3 people working always in quality. And I see today many hospitals, as an NABH assessor, I go to various hospitals and see Many dental surgeons are working in quality. I feel happy. Yes, at least they are exploring that as a career opportunity, career path. And that is one, again, another good way, good path for you all. The third is medical administration. So I was a medical administrator post my PG, post my MBA. I think medical administration is again a proper position for dental surgeons, because as I said, they are doctors, they can understand a lot of medical things. At the same time, they can fit into this role very, very nicely. I think people who are new can join as an assistant medical superintendent. Usually that is the position given. Then from assistant medical superintendent, they can grow to deputy medical superintendent, then a chance of growing up to medical superintendent, right? So that is how, that is again another opportunity. Yeah, I think to do all this, there definitely a skill is required and you need to undergo a training that I will probably cover a little later. And this is again, medical administration is again another opportunity. The fourth opportunity is insurance sector. So outside, I would say when I talk about sectors, pharma, medical, hospital, I would talk about insurance sector as a separate sector wherein you have a great opportunity there as well. So today, there are a lot of people are going for medical insurance, right? Health awareness has come into picture a lot after COVID scenario. People understood what is the importance of probably having a health insurance. Lots and lots of people are buying the health insurance. So this health insurance industry as a sector is also growing very fast now. And there are a lot of opportunity for doctors, especially dental surgeons there, to scrutinize all the applications coming to them and probably understand. See, that is again an advantage. A typical MBBS doctor coming out of medical school, he may not want to join this health insurance industry, wherein dental surgeons can fit in very well there, and they are looking for people from non-allopathic background, doctors and dental surgeons, etc. I think health insurance is another sector where people should look at as an opportunity. There are a lot of, I think you can go in detail about all this on internet. So I would like to brief or outline about this opportunity, health insurance sector. The final and upcoming sector is technology, healthcare technology. When I say healthcare technology, again, here, there are multiple segments in this. People may not be aware. The first segment in healthcare IT is care sector, where the certain companies are focused only to deliver care. When I say care, probably it could be a primary care, probably to some extent secondary care, etc. Right? And medicine delivery or diagnostics associated with it, all that. So this is healthcare technology, one opportunity, one segment. Then second segment in healthcare technology, I would say home care. I think this home care is also rapidly, taking pace. Actually, people are, willing to get care at home. Probably, right, starting from the diagnostics at home to getting entire treatment at home, right? So these at-home services are also picking up. This is again another sector wherein you can look at probably joining there, as a career opportunity. And third opportunity in healthcare technology is IP care, inpatient care. If I have to mention 2-3 companies name, like I think people, whether you all heard about companies like Credi Health or Pristine Care, etc. These are the companies who are looking to facilitate surgical procedures. So maybe some consumers across country might be looking for some to get some surgeries done, maybe a small surgery or probably minor or major surgeries. When they are looking for these surgeries, people want some guidance and probably someone who can take second opinion and understand where is the right fit for me, or which is the right hospital for me to get this kind of surgeries. And these are the companies, healthcare technology companies are facilitating this by giving you the enough information. And for this kind of surgery, these are the hospitals and these are the hospitals you should probably look at. because they are all specialized hospitals for this particular surgery. So I think IP care is again another sector under technology. I think this under healthcare technology, as I said, care delivery sectors. Second, home care. Third is IP care. So I think these are all the opportunities for us. I think we should get to understand, the overall. You can have in-depth knowledge about all this so that you can pursue further or probably look at these opportunities.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Syed. I think you've summarized it quite well. You've covered almost all the major industries. So you've mentioned pharma to begin with. Then you went on to talk about insurance. Then you spoke about, of course, you began with hospital side as well, pharma, insurance, and then you spoke about health IT, right?
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest, I completely concur with you, but one of the biggest questions or doubts in the minds of, doctors who are getting out early, or, younger dental surgeons, or for that matter, any doctors, and also a lot of doctors who've spent some time or enough time in clinical practice. One of the biggest questions that I get asked, or the doubt they carry, is, how would we fit into this? I don't understand anything about management. All I've been taught in college, for you probably to look into the oral cavity and deal with the teeth, for me probably to look into the rest of the body. But there is this apprehension that I don't understand the administrative aspects or the managerial aspects of this business. How would I fit is one question. Second, I think a lot of them are apprehensive when they ask me this question, is that, should I do something more? Should I learn this particular program? Should I do this course? Should I learn that? And they come back and say that, but management involves so many things. How many courses should I be doing? Should I do an MBA, right? And this apprehension exists in clinical minds. So can we talk about, because both of us, I think we know each other because we've been part of an upskilling journey at ISB. And can we talk about what is the role of upskilling in career growth for dentists? Is it important? If so, then why? Can you connect it to the non-clinical opportunities you just mentioned, how this can help them?
Yeah, definitely, Shravani. I think upskilling is absolutely important in our lives. Unless and until you have some skill to get into, right, you will not be able to fit in there. Yeah, I think doctors will have this apprehension saying that maybe, will I fit in there? Will I not fit in there with this clinical experience, etc. I would definitely suggest, without having this probably skill or having learned about few things, right? Like, for example, if you want to get into hospital sectors, you require certain, probably skill set is required. Unless and until you acquire this skill set, either through training or through doing courses, unless and until you do that, you will not get that idea what exactly you should be doing it, right? Unless and until you have basics, you will not be able to do justice. So I think this is a very important thing. I would sincerely suggest everyone, if you are planning to get into non-clinical opportunities, definitely you must consider doing some course pertaining to what is the opportunity you are probably choosing to get into, right? Probably if I have to talk about hospital industry, you want to get into operations or you want to get into medical administration, anything for that matter. Unless and until you have some either an administration program or an MBA program. So to understand the overall business perspectives, right, you will not be able to do justice. I think unless and until you do this, you will not have the broad perspective of this, and you will not be able to succeed. And I think probably you will not get that opportunity as well, unless and until you do this, right? So I think if I have to talk about myself, I think
Dr. Syed, I think I said at question 4, I will come back to your story where we stopped, right?
Absolutely.
So where you can talk about when you came back from the army, right? Back into the so-called rejoining the society.
Yeah.
I think it fits here to talk about it, what you did to get back into non-clinical.
Absolutely. So when I got an opportunity since I think to lead a chain of dental hospitals outside, because since I am from army background, he had that confidence. Yes, these people can lead. So that or they had a lot of experience in administration, so I can give him administration as well. But then whatever I learned in army, it's all through experience, right? but I always wanted to understand or read or probably learn about administration, what exactly it is about hospital administration. That's when I was looking for some courses where I can do without leaving my job, right? So that's when when I was surfing through, I got through a Medvarsity program called PG Diploma in Hospital Administration, which has, I think, contact program of 7 to 10 days at Apollo hospitals. I think I took that program, 1 year I did, and I got to understand the basics of hospital administration. Okay, how a hospital has to be, how it has to be built, what all areas to be considered, and which floor has to be what. I mean, OT has to be in which floor, probably the critical units has to be in which floor, emergency has to be in which floor, the planning of the hospitals, and probably overall understanding of the hospital administration. Once I got that, so it really helped me out in probably in my own journey of, being clinician along with hospital administration in my career, right? So that gave me basic information. But then when I decided to get into completely non-clinical side, I think I did my oral implantology. I was doing my full-time practice as an implantologist. I think at one point of time, I thought I should give it up because it became monotonous for some reason. And I wanted to change my career path as well. Then I have decided to do something, which can give me further path in my career. That's when I was thinking of doing full-time MBA. As luck would have it, ISB has come up with this program, with executive program, wherein I need not leave my job as well there, my practice. It's again a part-time program, so which I did it in one of the founding batches. And then post which I got into completely into hospital administration. The opportunity by which I got is my CEO, who was part of Sunshine Hospital, who was CEO of Sunshine Hospital, was doing course along with me. So we discovered each other there. Then he offered me an opportunity to become Deputy Medical Superintendent at Sunshine Hospital at Hyderabad. Then that's how my full-time career into administration and management started. And then my quality journey also started along with medical operations there. Then I'm fine, all that. Yeah. So that's how it all happened.
Right. So, so I think one is the point I think I wanted to reiterate here before we get into questions, specific questions about career guidance, Dr. Syed, is this, that there are both clinical and non-clinical opportunities available for medical professionals, dentists.
Yeah.
But I think each one of them require different set of skill sets, and some of them require some additional skill sets, and we can't deny that.
Yeah.
And all of us have to groom, learn, and train ourselves to kind of, go with the flow, like you rightly said, right? Based on the industry that you choose or the role that you choose, probably specific programs can help you get there. But upskilling definitely plays a role, probably helps you get out of that apprehensive mode. Now we come to the most important question a lot of them ask, right? Is where do I find these? Now you interestingly in the beginning said once you got out into the society after RB, you said you put up your resume in Naukri. One thing, and second, you said, something happened by chance because of your networking at ISB, right?
Yes.
Today we live in a different world. It's no longer very simply, where it's acquaintances or something, you apply for something and you get into it. It's much beyond that. And like I began my talk today, we have such diverse opportunities in healthcare today. And a lot of times we may not be aware of what kind of opportunities we might have out there and where we might fit. But to find those opportunities, Dr. Syed, you mentioned a job platform, then you mentioned a B school where you were there. Now, if today people who are attending this, dentists who are attending this say that, I'd like to explore these opportunities, but where do I find them? Where do I apply? Who do I talk to? And this helps a lot of young dentists getting out of colleges, because one thing that our medical schools did not do, and I'm sure they're not doing today also, is they don't prep and, get these kids ready to applying and getting into professional roles outside, where to look for it, how to apply, how to prepare a resume for that matter. And today it's a different world, right? Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about that? How should they look at, preparing their profiles? Where should they be searching for these opportunities? And Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of websites nowadays, in probably guiding you how your resume should be prepared. And I mean, the role which you are applying for, it is not that one CV you have and you are just pushing it for every role, right? So it is not that way. It doesn't work that way. So the role which you are probably applying for, the skill set probably you would have achieved probably to get into any one of the streams or probably opportunities you have, right? So accordingly, you need to probably prepare your CV. I think there are a lot of websites on internet now to guide you on this, to prepare yourself. I think LinkedIn is, if I have to talk about, is one of the great opportunities, a place wherein you can, get a lot of insights from, and probably again, there are a lot of networking places, right? So I think white coats also would be probably helping the young generation, like, right? I think these are the places where probably one should definitely take guidance from. I think what we think is many of us still would think that what is there in CV, what is there in resume, let us prepare, let us put everything, all the details, like probably like we used to write letters, right? Dear respected sir, this is the proper format, and wish those are gone are the days. And probably we should take professional guidance in this, applying for various roles, and probably getting the right skills before taking up or applying for any opportunity. I think if white coats is doing it, it's wonderful. I think people should definitely look at platforms like them, to get themselves ready for the industry.
Yeah. I think you've made the point yourself, bringing up white coats here, Dr. Syed. I think being a doctor's networking platform, right? I think one of the very crucial aspects of this is career guidance, because medicine is such a typical and unique and such a niche segment in the industry. And like I said, these times are changing every day. This is such a dynamic industry in its own. And the career opportunities have taken a different route, I think, especially in the last decade, with the startup ecosystem in health taking a new turn. I think there is so much to explore today, but so little that we get trained and guided on. Unless and until you're very tech savvy, you're social savvy, you're web savvy, you're not going to do that. So networking platforms like LinkedIn, like you rightly said, all of us connect and explore these opportunities. But like White Coats, which is a healthcare professionals, doctors, unique networking platform. So for example, there is a job section here. We talk about the healthcare opportunities that are available for various kinds of doctors and specialties out here. There's so much more curated content that is available here so that you can explore. So for example, if we are doing this conversation today, if towards the end of the session, if people want to ask you questions, how do they connect with you? How do they come to you? How do they find 10 other Dr. Syeds to guide them, right? Now, on a networking platform like this, where there are doctors and doctors alone, you're going to find a community, and there are groups for different specialities. So probably get into a dental group and kind of talk to one another, network with each other, and identify opportunities. So today, if you want to recruit somebody for MFine, I see you posting on LinkedIn, right? About, I think, a quality role that I saw recently or something else, couple of roles that you're looking for. So we are all looking for talented folks to come in. There are opportunities, but I think the right places to look for are platforms like these, like you rightly said. Dr. Syed, what we'll do here is we'll take a pause. I think we've been talking nonstop. What we do is I will pick up some questions from the audience and kind of see if we can address those questions.
Sure.
So I'm going to look at my tab and see what are the questions we're getting. Okay. So here's one question, Dr. Syed.
Yeah.
If I do not want, okay, the question is, okay, they've written a very long question, but I'll just summarize and read this. The question is about, I do not want to leave my clinical practice because I've set it up with great passion and, investment, but I would still want to pursue management programs or courses to learn how to run my business better. How do I do that? And where do I find such opportunities?
Wonderful. I think that's what I was mentioning, even if you want to stick to your own practice, but then you want to develop your own business. Yes, that business, the overall view of the business, and probably what is marketing and what is finance, what are operations, all those, unless and until you have these knowledge, you will not be able to flourish in your practice as well, right? You want to be your own, I mean, you want to be into entrepreneurial journey, right? So I think there are, as I said, I think white coats will be able to guide you on this path or not. I'm not sure about this, Shravani. Maybe you can take that up. But
Yeah.
otherwise, there are courses and from great schools where you can get this opportunity in either probably online programs or through part-time programs. There are available programs. You should take that up and probably upskill yourself.
Yeah, I'll take the part of the question that you threw at me, Dr. Syed. Now, White Coats, like I said, is a networking platform. It's a platform where we offer various professional resources and opportunities for doctors, starting from knowledge to skilling to jobs to professional solutions and business solutions, which include our technology solutions as well. So you can definitely come in and explore what are the various programs available. And like you rightly said, Dr. Syed, all of us, we cannot afford to quit our careers and take some time break and then go back and do programs. Both of us have done programs while we were still continuing to do what we were doing because we couldn't afford taking a full-time break, right? Now, there are a lot of, thanks to internet and the learning management systems today, there are so many blended learning programs like the one we've done, or there are so many online programs today. So there is a portfolio of courses that are available on our platform as well, which is offered by various institutions. So like I said, we are a curator of various partner programs and courses that are showcased for a doctor's journey. So you can look at upskilling choices there and probably start with basics, pick up a basic management program or smaller modules. Or if you're somebody who's really serious about committing to a management role or getting into a management journey, probably pick up a longer program, like, something that Dr. Syed was talking about. But I think the idea is to look for these at the right places.
Yeah.
I think it's all about that, isn't it, Dr. Syed? Being at the right place at the right time, so for example, like you rightly said, now that we have this opportunity of sharing this with the audience today, and they have an opportunity to know about all of this, I think what they should do is explore what are available, pick up a program. You can do something online today, then see if you want to apply for certain opportunities that you're seeing there, if it fits your interest and passion, and take it forward from there. But people who want to continue their clinical practice also a lot of times want to upskill in various areas. For example, one best example is this doctor who has asked about not quitting his own practice, right? He would still want to scale his practice.
Absolutely.
He would still want to grow his business. He would still want more patients. He would still want to operate with greater ease with whatever technology he is using, isn't it? And it's a constant search today. How do I find more patients? How do I retain my patients? How do I make sure my operations run smoothly? So technology helps. There are a lot of solutions, tech solutions, which can ease out your operations today. Some of them we offer. Marketing reach, right? How do you want to, retain your patients? Patient education and awareness is something that's huge today. But all of us can't go out and learn and, kind of gain expertise in everything. There are ready-made solutions available. You can pick them up as well. So all of these can be explored on platforms like White Coats and, other resources as well. So I'll pick up another question, Dr. Syed. Let me just read out the other question. Okay. What are the various platforms that I can look for job opportunities for dentists? Where should I be applying? I think you've answered some already.
Already. I think internet is a great place wherein I think you'll have to keep searching. You will end up somewhere. I think you will have a lot of information on internet. I think we should explore through internet and various websites which provides these probably opportunities. I mean, I have briefed you about all the sectors, right? I think if you have noted down these sectors, probably keywords, if you're using those keywords, probably you can search for, and you will get some leads to, read through, right? So I think we should explore. Internet is a big place, big information center. I think we will get enough information out there.
Yeah. Also, to add to that, I think there is so much information out there. Probably what will help is identify where there are curated or concentrated information platforms or focused platform. For example, Dr. Syed mentioned starting with Naukri back then, because it was probably one of the biggest job platforms back then to apply. Today, like we speak about LinkedIn as well. So where there are separate healthcare interest groups and career groups. That's how I spoke about White Coats as well, where there is a job section separately, and it's only doctors and healthcare opportunities that are available. So I think you should focus your search where you're looking at and probably find the opportunities. Yeah. One more question, Dr. Syed, is I am a practicing dental surgeon at a hospital. I'd like to switch to management and get into digital health space. How should I go about?
Digital health space. Again, as I said, I think you need to upskill yourself unless and until you have something like management program or anything, you will not be able to get into, because people will not choose you first. I think you must probably think of doing some MBA program or administration program from good universities, right? People should know those universities, as they themselves will provide career paths, right? There are so many universities wherein you need not completely quit your practice. As you want, you are self-sufficient, and probably you can afford to join a full-time program. Yeah, you are most welcome to do so. But I think unless and until you have specialized program, see, management programs would cover most of the aspects, right? Business aspects. Maybe it covers the operations aspect, it covers the marketing aspects, the finance aspects of it, everything, right? Leadership aspects of it. Once you, I think, to get into any of these sectors which I've mentioned before, I think management is the program, for key program to get into all this. I think you need to probably choose the right program from the right university, which would matter a lot.
Right, right. One last question, Dr. Syed, because I can't see anymore. One more question is it a good choice to move from a clinical career in dentistry to non-clinical? Does it give you enough security?
See, if you're happy with your clinical practice, you don't need to move at all, right? So probably the first question what someone has asked, probably if I want to grow my practice, yes, again, as I said, they need to have that business perspective, like how can I grow my business, and probably what is the marketing which can play a role in growing my business. How will I manage my finances? How will I get these operations more and more streamlined? So all these operational efficiencies, probably taking the technology help, streamlining things, etc., would definitely help. I think clinical practice, if you are happy, I think you should continue and probably think of expanding that and establishing yourself completely into clinical side. If you are totally not happy, it is not that someone is advising you, no, you shift from here to there. Both are secured places. Only thing which matters is what you are planning to do with dedication is what is matters, right? So if you want to get into non-clinical, there is success. If you want to get into clinical and establish yourself, there also success. But then right skill is required, right mindset is required, more focus, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for addressing those questions, Dr. Syed. I think it's always wonderful to connect with you. Thank you so much for giving us your time and talking to our audience today and enlightening them about various career opportunities. I think the whole focus was about letting people know that today healthcare careers are more than, and including clinical, but they're much more than that. They're so diversified, and it's possible, and it's never too late, and it's always possible. But a lot of times, like you rightly said, there's not enough information, right information to guide you through that direction. I think that's the reason we wanted to have you here today. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed your time as well.
Yeah, it's my pleasure always, Dr. Shravani.
Thank you so much, Dr. Syed. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody who's attended today, if you have further questions, queries about the conversation we've had, please log on to Whitecoat's app and check out the information. This recording will also be posted. But more than that, look at the skilling opportunities and the job opportunities. If you have further queries for the speakers, you're more than happy to drop it on our social handle comments or on the app comments under this feed. Thank you so much, Dr. Syed, and thanks everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.